anytime somebody's going to take on the responsibility to take out a first-time turkey hunter, any of us that have turkey hunted in the past can relate that we definitely want to give those people an elite experience and almost teach them to the level of what our skill level is now, and let them learn from our knowledge of all the mistakes that we've made over the years. Probably the number one thing that any turkey hunter is going to tell you over time, it doesn't matter what state or what season, what weapon you choose to use, patience and woodsmanship, along with a lot of scouting, is going to make you more consistent than anything else. Whenever you take a first-time hunter out, whether they're young or old, male or female, no matter what their race, no matter what differences or similarities you have, you're going to have to put yourself in a position that will leave them with something that will be a legacy in their life.
This season, Save the Habitat, Save the Hunt is brought to you by Mossy Oak, the official camo of the NWTF. Benelli, performance worth the price. Bass Pro, your adventure starts here. Browning, the best there is. Savage, the best idea in firearms since the Second Amendment. Mossberg, American built, American strong. Sig Sauer, world-renowned. And by Weatherby, inspiring the dreams of hunters and shooters since 1945. Closed captioning provided by Bushnell Trail Cameras.
I don't know what the fascination is with turkeys for me, but it's something I've held for a lot of years, and I've known turkey hunters before I even started hunting, and really just admired them because I feel like, I've asked hunters before, what's the hardest thing you could do? And turkey hunting regularly comes up. So it's a challenge and something I'm excited to learn about.
We work closely with the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources Agency, and with Kevin being here, we're very fortunate to try to provide him some up-close and personal turkey footage on what it's really like to be out in the woods for a fall turkey hunt. Something that he wanted to learn a lot more about. It's something we're very familiar with.
We kept hitting on strategy and what we're going to do in this hunt for a fall turkey season, and the main thing that I wanted him to focus on and understand was that scouting is going to pay off. If you're going to become a turkey hunter, scouting and patience are the two things that you're just absolutely going to have.
I don't want to mess up a good thing, and
well, it's always good to look from a distance like we are, just trying to kind of peep them up from a distance, and I think you're exactly right. We ought to get back in here early in the morning,
right?
And it may be earlier than we want to get up, but I think it's going to be productive. We'll sneak in on them, and seeing how tight they were to the field this morning,
right.
We're definitely going to have to make a little further out approach and slip around the water maybe and get on them.
Right, and the thing is with fall turkey hunts, I know we're not in the middle of hardwoods and scattering flocks and busting them up, but it doesn't bother me to find some turkeys on some grain fields feeding and sit back and watch them in the mornings and do a little harvesting.
I know, it's location.
It
if we know where the birds
year.
want to go, that's where we need to be.
Yeah.
Whether it's the woods or the field, that's where we need to be. And considering it looks like a lot of the acorns are already being picked up from what we saw today, I'd say that field's going to be good again in the morning.
Yeah, we just need to make a decision where we're going to set up, I guess.
No, what a hard decision.
That's right. So we'll sit here and watch these birds, or we can, I guess, ride the road if we want to and actually scout from a distance, but hopefully we'll catch some coming in this afternoon, and we'll figure out where the X will be in the morning. So.
Agreed, totally agreed.
We're in the blind well before sunup this morning. And I'm looking around and you start seeing the silhouettes in the treetops. And it's something I haven't seen before. And you're like, they're here, you know? And then a little time passes and you start hearing, you know, some noises and they're waking up and you're like, it's on. It's about ready to be flight out, and you know, you better get your mind right, stay still, control your breathing, all that stuff is going through my mind. You know, we're sitting in the blind, probably way too much stuff than I should be thinking about, but it's an experience.
You know, we've all got a friend or two that has got a turkey story to tell that we've not always believed, but I was sitting there in a little bit of disbelief myself. You know, we've got this film crew here, we've got Kevin here for his first turkey hunt and riding for Kentucky afield, and everything's going right.
I probably went as slow as a human can possibly bring a gun up, but I didn't want to ruin it, so that was a pretty nerve-wracking time, actually.
We were looking off to the left, hoping these birds were going to come right down the field, and then we had that, what we call a surprise.
We got a gobbler at the decoy, beating it up, flogging it, stomping it, and doing everything it can to it to try to show its dominance.
So I just focus that red dot right where he was. He stops and squeeze the trigger.
Kevin, this is exactly why we're here today. I mean, getting a first-time hunter out on a first-time hunt to kill a turkey. This is where it all comes together. This is all about the NWTF and what we do each day. This is what I'm passionate about. This is what all of our volunteers love so much. It's that opportunity to not only conserve, but hunt and to really share. And these special moments are only here because we can share these moments with others.
So here I am, 42 years old. I am kneeling next to my first turkey ever. You know, it's
Awesome
amazing feeling. It's something I've wanted to do for years and years. And you know, I just, I think it's important to point out that people shouldn't be afraid. You know, if you have an interest in hunting, you've never hunted before. I had never hunted a day in my life, 4 years ago. And here I am today. You know, don't be intimidated by it. You know, seek out your, state fish and wildlife, NWTF, your church, anything like that. You know, there are turkey hunters, around and biologists who are willing to help you.
Absolutely.
Start taking those steps. I encourage it because this has kind of been a journey for me to get to this point, and that part of that journey is meeting you all along the way, and that's it's really special to be able to feel this sense of accomplishment and to feel like I'm really invested in this now.
Each time we take a new turkey hunter out in the field, we really don't know what their basis for experience is. And oftentimes it may take folks months to years to learn that woodsmanship. So we have to go through everything more or less in a kind of a learn to hunt methodology, from the very basics to sitting down, talking about the property, talking about the biology of the bird, to getting people out there and getting them that hands-on experience to look for sign, look for those areas where you'll find turkeys, and ultimately have the great opportunity to maybe even harvest a bird one day. The NWTF's been working really closely with many partners across the nation to try to establish the hunter recruitment, retainment, and reactivation programs. Some people say that we're actually at the tip of the spear in making this happen. Here in Kentucky, we've been having conversations with the state agency to try to move things along. In other states, we've already even put on outside positions such as Michigan, Arkansas, Wisconsin, Indiana, and Ohio. We're trying to drive efforts to ensure that we have hunters out there and we stabilize the hunting population, and we ensure that our future generations will enjoy the same kind of culture, activities, fellowship, and that love and passion that we invoke into people each day. That's what we're trying to do. And it's a day-by-day process, and we're going to continue day in, day out to ensure that these R3 programs are successful.
It doesn't take long to study or read in a turkey magazine about tips and tactics to hunt turkeys, and the only way that you're really going to learn tips and tactics about turkeys is to go out and hunt. You just can't read about it. And this morning on this hunt, we had a plan put together, but things didn't go as planned. You know, not every turkey that you call to, not every turkey that you see is going to come running to the end of the gun barrel and do exactly what you want. It was obvious that we were in the middle of turkeys, but it was also obvious that the birds that we had out in front of us, they weren't going to work to a call. So we decided, instead of getting real aggressive on the call and pushing those birds, just to hang back, because we knew we were where turkeys were going to be later on in the morning. We have 3 young gobblers on the field, and they were slowly working to the left of us and really feeding away from us. And we're throwing everything at them and just really wasn't working. And then all of a sudden, I felt like there were 747s just flying in, right and left. These birds come soaring in. I almost felt like my hat was about to come off. And they started, a few of the birds hit the ground. Many of them went right back up on the roost. We have no clue where these birds came from, but no doubt we knew that something had bumped them, most likely some type of predator. So we come to something what I call as an advantage. All we're going to have to do now is let those birds calm down and talk to them a little bit with some of the traditional fall calls that will allow you harvest and success, and sit back and see if they'll play the game. They're looking.
Oh man, gosh. I cannot believe that just happened. Holy moly. Boy, those birds.
Dead turkey.
I tell you what, I didn't
Dead
know if it was
turkey.
gonna happen though. Gosh,
Man.
this was chaotic this morning.
I don't know if those birds got boogered by a coyote. I don't know if they got boogered from people out and about getting duck blinds ready, but here we set up on just a typical late season field hunt on a feed pattern, and next thing you know, we're trying to yelp and kiki and try to figure out what the birds are gonna do.
It's a great time of year. I don't think people really utilize and take advantage of fall turkey season. I don't know how you are, but I'm pretty tired right now of wondering which wind I'm gonna hunt, how my scent free's gonna be, whether or not I'm gonna hunt with a gun or bow, or, I mean, it's just a great time to go put your hunting clothes on and sit with a buddy and be relaxed and
exactly.
eat a little snack in the woods, have breakfast with them, and see what the birds are gonna do. And you know, the thing about fall turkey hunting is it's an all-day thing. I mean, you've got birds like this morning. We had birds that were roosted, and you know, you can try to get in close to them, and if that doesn't work, you can try to make a move. And you know, unlike the spring, if you bumper booger birds in the fall, if you booger them up and they spread and you can get them to flush, man, you've just created a whole new scenario for your hunting, and
right.
run some kikis and some lost yelps, and just kind of sit down and figure out where that group's going to reassemble at. And because, man, the social bond these birds have right now in the fall, just to stick together, that's to your advantage as a hunter. And man, you killed a jake here, and it's going to make a great meal.
There's a lot to this hunt that I can only describe as a really special moment. Number one, we're able to get someone out on their first hunt, and I felt that was probably more important than anything. And then just to have someone willing to share this great land and this property that they hunt on with us. It's exactly what our mission for the NWTF is: conserve, hunt, share. But that's who I am. I mean, I love to share with others. I mean, no doubt, I'm a biologist. I love the critters. I love the wild places. I love doing everything for conservation. But if we can't share it with others in camaraderie and that love and respect, then maybe we shouldn't even be there. I feel very fortunate and very blessed just to be here today with such great friends and folks that I'll call friends for life.
Whether you're a new hunter at 20 years old or a new hunter at 40 or 50 years old, there's going to come a point in time of your life where you're going to have to ask for help and some type of guidance. And we use the term mentor a lot, but really what it boils down to is a good friend. Kevin is a prime example of somebody that's in their middle age, basically in his 40s, and he didn't grow up in the traditional household hunting and fishing with his father or his grandfather, and he felt there was a task and a calling for him to go out and pursue the wild turkey. And what's unique about that in his position is he has all the species in Kentucky that he can capture and go after, and for him to select the wild turkey, it was dear to my heart because it's one of my favorites also.